I'm Tommy. This is Riley's my athlete today. I'm going to be taking them through the power clean. So before we get started, I'd like to address some safety things that I like to make sure my athletes are conscious of. We like to make sure the platform is clear of any weights, barbells, or clips laying around that could potentially trip up the athlete. And then once we get that straight, we get the platform clear, then we go into addressing bar height. And we want to use bumper plates the whole time, anytime we're cleaning, for many different reasons. Keeping the bar at the right height. If we drop it, it doesn't damage our platforms. And always make sure we're using clips to keep the weights tight to the bar. So once we go through that, the first thing I like to teach my athletes is the front rack position. And that's because there's a few prerequisites that need to be mastered before we start cleaning. Those are the front rack, the front squat, the deadlift, and the RDL. So first things first, we're going to take them through the front rack position. So go ahead and let's get into that. So in this position, this is very important for catching and being able to go down into a squat or just catching in general. In this position, our elbows stay high the entire time. This can be achieved by thinking of either pushing our elbows up or showing our chest off and achieving thoracic extension. If we have thoracic extension, our elbows will stay high. Eyes forward, good posture, and that's a good solid front rack position right there. Once he gets down the front rack position, we'll then move into position one. So position one is right here with our hands right outside our hips. Some people like to be narrow with their hands, some like to be a little bit wider. That's more of a comfort thing. Riley likes to be just a little bit wider than most people. From here, position one, we have a slight bend in our knees. Our hips are set back. Our chest is up, our back is tight right here, and we're looking forward. From here, we're going to drill jumping and catching into that catch position, that front rack position we talked about before. So I'll cue him to jump and catch from position one. Ready? Position one, jump and catch. Good. One more time. Position one, jump and catch. Good. These are the first couple steps of the power clean. Once we've mastered position one, we'll move on to position two. So position two, we start position one and we RDL down to just below our kneecaps. Right there, and that's position two right there. Tight back, eyes forward, good. And from here, once we clear the knees on our pull back up, we want to return back to position one by pulling that bar back into ourselves, into that initial position one. So go ahead. And we're right back into position one. We go head back down to position two. And when we do it smoothly, we pull back into position one. We jump and catch, just like the first drill we demonstrated, achieving triple extension at our ankles, knees, and hips. So go ahead and clean for position two. Good. Return to position one. Good, RDL down. Go ahead. Good. And those are the next steps of the power clean. Our final step in the clean is pulling from the floor. So this setup from pulling from the floor is similar to a deadlift setup. One difference is that some people like their toes pointed slightly outward to start. Riley goes toes pointed straight ahead because he's pretty powerful in that position. Also, our hips are going to be slightly lower in the clean than they would be in a deadlift. This brings our chest up just a little bit in the start. So go ahead and get in that good starting position. Now when we start our pull from the floor, our knees are being pushed back. Go ahead and go. Push back right into position two, that position we talked about earlier. So from position two, when we pull and get past our knees, we're bringing that bar right back into our body, back into position one. Good. And from here, we're jumping and catching with triple extensions. Good. Back down to position one. From position one, position two, position three. Good. So now once we master that and they're strong in each position, then we'll go fluid from pulling from the floor all the way into that catch position. So go ahead and give me a full power clean. Good. Back down. Position two, position three. Good. One more. Good. All the way down. And that's how I teach my athletes the power clean. So Riley makes this clean look very easy. However, it can be very difficult to learn for a novice athlete. So some things that an athlete might have problems with are going from position one to the jumping catch. So when we address this, there's two things we can do. The first one is a jump shrug. So they're going to go from position one, they're just going to jump and shrug the bar. Jump and shrug. Good. One more. Good. Now, if they're having problems getting that bar high enough to achieve the front rack, we can do a clean high pull. So a clean high pull, we're going from position 1, jumping, triple extension, and the cue I like to use is to bring that bar back into you and pull your shirt up along with the bar, keeping our elbows high. So Riley's going to demonstrate that. So from position 1, good. One more. Good. Okay, go ahead and put the bar down. Also, if an athlete is weak in any position, for example, if their posture goes bad or their back rounds, we can utilize pauses at each power position. So from the bottom, we can go from position 3 to position 2, 1001, 1002, to position 1, 1001, 1002, jump and catch. Good. Go ahead now. Those are some tips to help an athlete that's having trouble.